And you can't use no baby as no human shield. You can't run from the car to try to get the bullets away and think they're gonna spare her. Spare her for what? Why would what kind of problems do y'all have where people are being spared? Because if you know anything about what's going on outside, it's totally random. It's like the lottery. Everything is up for selection. There are no rules. There is nobody that is like, oh man, I can't do nothing because his kid with him. I can't do nothing because your mama with you. Why? What? Oh man, that's the. This is my chance. I don't need a reason to kill Lil Ronnie. I don't need a reason to kill his 5 year old because I wanted to. Because it was there, it was right there. Why wouldn't I do it? I don't like him. I don't like her. Who cares about her? And this is the mentality that is going on outside, but people don't understand that because again, they're trapped in the fantasy world. They're trapped somewhere where things make sense and they're looking at something that doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. And they're trying to interpret it for people who don't know anything.
In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host. And today, let's have an honest conversation about what happened with Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter. You know, I don't even really know where I want to start with this. So I want to just start with the mentality, and wherever we go is where we go. Wherever we land is where we land with this. You know, I do a lot of consultations. I've talked to a lot of y'all. I've talked to a lot of new people. I've talked to everybody at every type of level you can pretty much imagine, whether they do songwriting, whether they do the producing side of songwriting that's, you know, non-lyric based, whether they are on their way into the industry, thinking about starting a music career, already in the music industry, trying to get out the deal, trying to get in the deal, you know, wherever they land on the music career spectrum. The first thing I tell people before we talk about anything, the second you decided that this was serious, the second you decided that music career that you were pursuing was going to be a serious pursuit, you stop being normal. Ronnie did not have the proper understanding, clearly didn't have the proper understanding that the second that he took this serious, he stopped being normal. See, we can sit here and play like we all got the same 24 hours. We all got the same type of resource or playing field, or we all equal and stuff. That is not true. And the reason that I tell people, and most of these people, I feel like they would know, but I remind them that you stop being normal the second they stop being serious is because you're consciously really even coming into a situation where most people are going to do this and they're going to fail. And all your success is going to be is a mirror to them to show them what they have not done. Everything that you're doing, no matter what level you're on, you could be like, today is the day I'm going to actually sit down and write a song. You've already surpassed 50% of the people who wanted to do it. The second that you decided that, okay, I'm going to materialize this and actually try to get this to the next level, you've beat 80% of everybody out. The second that you get some type of outcome out of that, 95% of the people that wanted any type of outcome, they've been pushed to the side. You stop being normal when this stopped being serious. Ronnie didn't have that kind of understanding, and a lot of these people don't have this kind of understanding, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but there's another side to it. We'll talk about it in a second for those who have the understanding, but they're trying to prove stuff to people who they don't know. But a lot of people don't have the understanding that the second that you get any type of inkling of being successful, and successful is just actually doing what you say you're going to do in the case of doing music and actually garnering any type of result, because the second you get some results, you can compound on those results and it can just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can keep going depending on who you go and you link with, and how far you go and how far you can get your resources and what kind of assets you can acquire and all of that. Most people will never achieve that. Most people will never be successful in music. Most people will never get to a point where it actually works for them. And that doesn't mean that working for them is going to be the outcome that they want. Working for them could just mean that it materialized and it actually got from point zero to point one. Can you imagine? Everybody is at -10 and you're at 0. And then you move to 1. Everybody else is still at -10. They're going further back, putting their family in debt, putting their family in danger, doing all type of crazy stuff, putting their integrity in the garbage can. All that stuff just goes out the window. So when you get into the positive side of the number line, the positive side of the spectrum, you have to have the understanding that you're not like these people, period. Say what you got to say in front of the camera to be relatable. Say what you got to say to make them people actually believe that, yeah, we all the same. And a lot of these people, they do this because of the piss poor mentality of where they're from. Most of us come from areas and environments where the mentality is piss poor, and you're probably the black sheep in that environment to actually be like, man, this ain't just for me, this for all of us. That is not true. What you do is for you. You can be good representation, you can be a good inspiration, but the fact of the matter is, when people saw Ronnie, they didn't see, oh, good inspiration. When people saw Ronnie, they didn't say, oh yeah, that's our representation. Most people didn't even know who this is. I keep telling people that places like Texas, places like California, places like New York, people can be famous and nobody know who they are outside of where they are. This is very clear. The most famous person on Lil Ronnie's side is Go Yeah Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a second. But people, where was I at? But like the thing overall with that is, we come from these piss poor environments where we try to be more to people than what people would actually want. We talk about crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. It's the barrel doing that. It's not the crabs individually. It's not until you get outside of that where a lot of these people get a little bit of resources. A lot of these people get a little bit of something, because the fact of the matter is, a lot of these people don't have any resources to be doing what they telling you it's music, but they really sell dope. They telling you it's real music, but they really running plays. They telling you we got this or we got that, but it's really coming from another source. And this is why these people end up staying in these environments and using music as either a mask, or they want to make it in music, but they get into this business and realize that this is the slow game. Ain't gonna be no instant checks. Ain't gonna be no instant nothing. There is no instant gratification. You're not even gonna see stuff for months and months and months and maybe years down the line from the work that you put in. So these people, they faking it. They get in front of you. They telling you like, this is how this goes and this is how this can be and this is how we get rich and this is this and that is that. But the whole time, you want to do something, you looking at them, you comparing yourself to Lil Ronnie and Hood Fame. These people is trapping. You're never going to get that kind of money doing music as fast as they're getting it for trapping, but they're telling you it's music because people want to be, I want to be the successful person where I'm from. I want to be successful. I want to be the person where I'm from that's got all of this. I want to be the person that is actually doing this. And when a person gets successful from their music, you can always tell that it's different from the person that's just out here popping it because they sell dope, popping it because they sell weed, popping it because they got the drink, popping it because they are just famous for just being a popular person where they from. Because let me just keep it real with you, the money is different. How you acquire that money is different. You learn to grow and you learn to appreciate how you had to get it, because it took so long for you pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and not seeing nothing instantly. Like these is people talk about, oh yeah, you plant the seeds, but what this is really planting those seeds and having to nurture that soil and take care of that seed and light and making sure it's fed and making sure with the light, making sure that you're taking care of this plant so this thing can actually grow and bloom into not just the one plant, then you got more plants, and then you got you a garden, and then you can get you a greenhouse, and then you can do a forest project, and before you know it, you done changed the whole ecosystem and built a whole ecosystem, because that's how music success goes. But a lot of people, especially in this case, it's all a facade, it's all a lie, it's not what you think it is, because you can put on a show all you want to. You can, oh, I'm successful for my music, but it's really you sell dope. You can, oh, I'm popular or whatever, but it's really you get the most views on, say, cheese or wherever you go. Like you already got these pre-existing relationships, and a lot of this business is relationship, but you have to stop seeing yourself as the way people see you if you want to survive, if you want to live, and if you want to thrive. We move into, so the mentality screwed up. You're from a place where the mentality is screwed up. We move into people seeing you as a threat. Now this needed its own section, because I don't think y'all realize that you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be nobody, you don't have to have anything, you don't have to have done anything to be considered a threat in your environment to people who are looking at you in any type of envious way. You could be Lil whoever, and today you decided was the day you was going to take music serious. Because you took music serious today, you got yourself together, you went and you did your research, you did your homework, you did your knowledge, you got everything together. Now it's time to start moving. The fact that you even decided to start moving, people are going to see that, and people are going to have a negative, that's going to have a negative effect on the environment. Now, there are going to be people who cheer for you, but it's not going to outweigh the people that want your spot, because again, like I said, most people will never see any type of success with doing really anything that they want to do, but most people will never be successful in music. So when Lil Ronnie riding around, and Lil Ronnie got the, he's floating above all the rest of the people, because you have an attachment to a person who is relatively famous and compared to everybody else where y'all from. Go yayo. But you're attached to this person, you're attached to this movement. You've been able to, even though the movement is kind of crazy, you've been kind of able to keep your name kind of clean, and you're gonna accumulate enemies in situations and in places where you didn't even think you were going to be accumulating enemies, all because you decided that having some type of success, whether it's legitimate success or illegitimate success, success is success in the eyes of these people, because they'll never be successful. You Lil Ronnie, you riding around, you got the cars, the girls like you, people playing your music, you got a decent image for yourself. All that positive stuff don't outweigh the negative feelings that people have. So what do naturally these feelings compound, and these people get tired of seeing you. People get tired of seeing you riding through here, man. This man got all this money, man. We starving, man. This man, in which they don't know what you have. They don't know that your money, you might get a couple thousand from music because you have some type of a buzz and some type of a name, and you might have songs with, people that people know, or you might be the most famous rapper in the area just because people really like your music. You might be getting a couple thousand from that. That ain't enough to pay the bills. If bills is $5,000 a month, you might be trapping on the side. It don't matter what you're doing. All they see is people looking at you. It just compounds and stacks on top of each other to the point where they can't take it no more inside, and now things start to become actions. Why are you talking about this? Why are you saying this, Nayim? It's because the minute you decided to be successful, it stopped being just about you, and it started being about the people around you. I heard somebody one time before say, I think it was Ayo, that was saying that, you know, a dude will have some beef and he'll start carrying around his kid and stuff, thinking that somebody gonna get him a pass and somebody gonna get him a chance. I see a lot of chatter online. Oh, what about women and kids and that being off limits? And this is how I know niggas watch too many TV shows and listen to too much fantasy rap music and all of this stuff, man. Women and children being off limits, that's good for Goodfellas and whatever other movies that you like to watch, The Godfather. But in this day and age, if I what kind of problem do you have where there's boundaries and there's limits and there's rules? You can say, oh, there's rules to war, but there's not. If it's war, it's war. And you got to understand that you becoming successful, you put everybody around you in danger as well, even if you're on the positive end of it, because what you do is not going to be interpreted as positive. It's just not. So obviously this person has some type of problems, and really he could have not had problems with anybody. They still would have wanted him out of here just because of your affiliations with Yayo, just because of things that has happened where you from, just because you have something that other people don't have and you get to ride around and you get to show them and haha, look at me eat Marie Antoinette, let him eat cake, all of that. Why would your kid be off limits and out of bounds if this is probably gonna be the last time I get to see you? Why would the kid or the woman or whoever be out of bounds? And you know that people, oh, they say that, but if you cared about the kid, the children, and you cared about the woman, you wouldn't have took her man from her. You wouldn't have took the men out of their life. But that's a conversation for another video. We'll do that another time. There are no limits. There are no bounds. When you decided and made the decision that there was something that you were gonna do, no matter what, it don't have to be music, it could be anything. You have to start moving in the direction of keeping everything around you sacred, keeping everything around you safe, keeping everything around you protected. What that means is you might have to let it slide, which again, we don't come from a culture where we can let shit slide. We don't come from a situation where we can let people off and let people go with the stuff that they say and the stuff that they do, because I'm go yayo and I got to be macho and machismo in front of this camera because everybody that I don't know, fake pages, bots, people in the city is laughing at me, and I'm only limited to the scope of where I am because I can't go nowhere, whether it be I don't have the money to go, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to go, I don't have any type of resources to go anywhere, I'm stuck here for probation, whatever the situation is, my family here and I'm attached to where I'm from, and I want people to love me because a lot of these people are searching for love in an environment. That's why they stay in these environments. First, obviously because they can't go anywhere, but second, because they are searching for love and acceptance in the environment because they love and they accept the environment that they're in, but they're never going to get that back, and they're chasing that. That's why they keep going. And the culture has said that you can't be real and you can't be what you say you is. And if you rap like this, you can't rap like this from a distance. You have to actually be here. Otherwise, we're not going to believe it because we don't ever get to see you. We don't ever get to see you riding around. But you got to understand that you staying where you are puts your 5-year-old in danger. It doesn't matter if you don't have beef. It doesn't matter if you are cool. It doesn't matter if you are pushing peace. It doesn't matter about any of that. Because there's always going to be somebody, and you have to automatically assume, because success has enemies, period. It doesn't matter what kind of success it is. There's people who hate the backyardigans. The happiest, that's a cartoon, and people hate it. You have to assume that anything around you that can be as accessible can be touched. Your mama's not off limits. Your sister not off limits. Grandma's not off limits. Look what they did to Honeycomb Brazy. Look what they did to Nipsey Hussle. Took him away from his 3 children and his woman. Destroyed that family. Look what they did to Young Dolph. Took him away from his 2 kids. You'll never know what his final words was. You'll never know. Those people have to go on. So all the fantasy talk, that's fantasy. These people don't have no understanding about what success really is. And again, when you do this, because most people will do this and nothing will ever come from it. It's gonna either ruin their life, be a waste of time, or it's gonna get to the point where they age out and it's embarrassing. So they stop doing it. You've gotta look at these kind of situations, and you can't use no baby as no human shield. You can't run from the car to try to get the bullets away and think they're gonna spare her. Spare her for what? Why would what kind of problems do y'all have where people are being spared? And you know, I'm gonna just end on this because it's like that be my problem with the media. People going live and talking about this. You don't even know. Not saying you don't know what happened, because you don't have to know what happened to talk about like how I'm talking about it. I don't need every excruciating detail, because I'm not gonna watch the video 30 and 40 times and try to tell you, oh, this is what this person, and look at the glare, and Martin Luther King got shot over there. Like, I'm not gonna do that, because the real response when we saw that video should have been nothing but disgust and tears and agony and anger and just everything bad. We should have seen that and should have had a breakdown and been like, bro, like, that could have been anybody. It don't matter if you feel like this fantasy, like, oh, Go Yayo robbed somebody for 100 bricks. Nigga, that's prison babble. That's pure prison babble. If Go Yayo robbed somebody for 100 bricks, 100 keys, whatever, he robbed somebody for 100 of something. Why is he like, it's not Big Meech? What are you talking about? So he robbed them. So this person deserves to be killed. Their kid deserves to be killed, and all that. And I'm talking about regular people jumping to these kind of conclusions and saying this, because the fact that you, as a regular person, and Theo said this. Theo said, if all your content is about street stuff and you're not a street person and you don't know what you're talking about, it's hatred. And it's like, I cannot disagree with that sentiment. If you're looking at this and you're trying to jump to some type of conclusion, and I'm gonna say this: the fact that you even think that you can dictate the outcome of what's going on with somebody that is engaging in street activities, let me know you don't know shit about what's going on in the street. Period. Because if you know anything about what's going on outside, it's totally random. It's like the lottery. Everything is up for selection. There are no rules. There is nobody that is like, oh man, I can't do nothing because his kid with him. I can't do nothing because your mama with you. Why? What? Oh man, this is my chance. And if I can't find you, the easiest way to bait you out is to go and get your girl. How many times have we seen, I got a problem with this dude, I'm going to go have sex with his girlfriend. I'm going to go have sex with his baby mama. Or his mama like, that's the extreme one. Or his mama like me. I heard Go Yayo say that. So it's like, what do you talk? You don't even know what you're talking about. Speaking on that situation from the perspective of a life you don't know nothing about, you haven't seen, you haven't lived. People think because they buy weed in the plastic cup from somebody that ride through their neighborhood or their street. That is not how that go. The fact that you think you can dictate what happens and who it happens to, that let me know everything I need to know. That just like, stay the hell away from y'all, man, because y'all be the first folks to go up in there and man, listen, like, I just think that this is obviously a travesty. You put yourself in danger, you put your family in danger, you put everybody in danger when you don't change your mind. His mentality is what got him in this situation. You should never be comfortable where you are. And where you are is a place where vultures are looking to pick over your dead body, literally. I'm gonna kill you just because and that's another thing. People think that you need a reason. I don't need a reason to kill Lil Ronnie, excuse me. I don't need a reason to kill Lil Ronnie. I don't need a reason to kill his 5-year-old because I wanted to. Because it was right there. Why wouldn't I do it? I don't like him. I don't like her. Who cares about her? And this is the mentality that is going on outside, but people don't understand that because again, they're trapped in the fantasy world. They're trapped somewhere where things make sense, and they're looking at something that doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense, and they're trying to interpret it for people who don't know anything. The dark side of songwriting with this was the fact that he never changed his mentality. You might have changed your life. You might have stayed out the way. You might have got away from everybody. You might have did this. You might have did that. But if you don't change your mind, your life don't change. It just doesn't. And if I had to say one thing to go yayo, you either going to do life in prison or you're going to come out and you're going to get as far away from everything and everybody as you can. You're going to pack up who you can pack up and you're going to get the hell away, get the fuck on, because it ain't going to be nothing good that come for you. Because all people going to do is rile you up, expect you to say something. All eyes is on you now. What is Yayo going to do? How is Yayo going to respond? If Yayo don't respond, he's a pussy. And we already know you're addicted to the internet just like everybody else is addicted to bots, addicted to what people gonna say, addicted to what bloggers is gonna say, addicted to what imaginary figurines and nameless faces and dreams is gonna say. So this could be your test to determine how the rest of your life goes whenever you get out, because I was told you are anticipated to be out soon. So if you decide to let people trick you, if you decide to let the world trick you out of the rest of your life and the rest of your freedom and not being there for your kids, because see, Ronnie, that situation with him and his daughter, that is it. That's the final child. He has another kid too, but you still have children that you can be in their life. You still have people that you can be a part. You know, you have a family. So it's like your next move better be your best move, because if it's not, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison or you will be murdered. And that's the dark side of songwriting.